What's one of the most challenging things you had to like kind of deal with, like as being an artist, or just kind of essentially you kind of making observations of things, or what kind of goes through your mind? Maybe kind of a challenging thing that you kind of keep coming back to.
Yeah, I think just motivation, what I'm doing, and what I started out doing, and that my musical goal is to free people and to relieve them of their shame, so that they come to Jesus, because shame stops us. So I'm not coming to convict or bring the hammer down. It's also your job. So there's this mix and match of, I got to keep it the centerpiece of my job, that I'm freeing people.
One of the things I know for me was kind of early on passion when I just a couple of years ago, I saw one of the things you like to do, which I thought was really cool, is you invite people. You know, it's this kind of invitation. Hey, listen, I'd like to invite you to join along with us now. Not more of the. It's not more of the show. It's the invitation. So how did you come to that spot? It just kind of through observation, or?
Yeah, where it came from letting go of trying to control the audience. And it was a specific goal of mine to not control them, but to draw them, you know. And so, like, if you remember when your baby was taking a pacifier, you don't stuff it in their mouth. You hold it there and see if they want it. Yeah. And then eventually they start taking it, you know. So but it was all invitation. We used to say, the way I used to lead when I was younger, the guys laugh and call it biker worship.
Okay.
Get your damn hands up and worship. You know, put that on your video. Yeah. Because it was just, I wanted to control the outcome, as opposed to just an invitation to this great thing I believe in.
I think it's more transparent that way too. A lot more transparent. Yeah. People can see that. How did you get started in doing music?
I started. Well, I did a lot of music through junior high and high school, varying degrees of it. And then once I really started following Jesus, my music changed, my lyrics changed. It was very natural. I wasn't trying to do anything. It was just the things I was writing just evolved, and then little groups of people just started singing those songs when I would share them. And it fumbled forward.
How'd you come? What was your, I guess, experience with the Lord? Was it something that you were in a meeting, or was it something by yourself, or you made maybe that commitment to serve Christ?
Yeah, well, I had church experience, and scripture learning, you know, and then 8th, 9th grade, I walked away from it all. Okay. And then basically, kind of partied myself into a corner, relationally and even, you know, physically, just messed up a lot of things. And so by the second or third time of being backed in the corner, I really said, God, I need to know if you're real, because I just feel, you know, I feel like I'm wrong, but I don't want to just feel wrong because. I want to know that you know, that you're there, and that I'm not pursuing something imaginary. And that's all I said, and then I realized a couple weeks later that something was different inside of me. And so it just kept fumbling forward, and I was very radical after that, and because I saw the reality of it.
Do you find it's hard when you come up with concepts for songs? Do you find that to be a challenge, like, or or does it come naturally to you, or is it a struggle?
I just try to, my goal has been just to kind of live. Okay. And then see what starts to happen in and around me. And basically most of my writing is like a spiritual journal from me to the people. Yeah. And so, you know, as a worship leader, if some of those songs can be sung by crowds, then great. Otherwise, I'm really investing a message. You know, each record I look at, and I'm like, I remember that, I remember that. And so the seasons evolve, you know. And even as we were trying to write this last month, I could tell I've got some stuff, but I'm not yet in my season where I can pin it out, you know.
Okay. So for you now, traveling on the road with the kids, do you take a lot of time to travel, or is it kind of mixed, 50-50, half at home? Are you involved in your church, local church, quite a bit, or?
Right now I go to a little Episcopal church when I'm home. And so at this point, although we've had conversations they don't have a need for what I do musically.
Okay.
Although there's a few things that they've caught on to that they feel like if we did it in a different form, that it would work. But it's right. This is an experiment for me. This church, and it's high church. It's very opposite of what I do.
Yeah. I heard, I was reading something, that mystery came out of that, an experience in an Episcopal church.
Yeah, because of the communion, they used the Book of Common Prayer, and basically, I was in a very, very long season of mounds of things coming at me that were extremely painful. So personally, and so I literally felt like I was falling apart as I was walking to have this communion time. It's a noonday communion is what I was going to.
Okay.
And just was asking God to meet me. So I used basically the Book of Common Prayer to write the song, except for Jesus Christ, my sanity and clarity. Because I really felt like I was falling apart as I was in there, and then all of a sudden he was meeting me in that communion time. So, and it's also the idea of letting go of, I know everything about God and about my faith and about Christianity and how it all works together. So here is the person I believe in, Jesus, the mystery. Yeah. And so, no, I don't get why I believe this, but there's something inside of me that keeps going after it. So, do you find yourself, in your mind, what do you view as essentially, I know this is kind of it's a really risky question, but what do you view as success for you and your ministry? I mean, success. I mean, in one perspective, I'd love to. This is my 17th year of traveling and doing music and in this form and fashion, and I'd love for that to continue. And I'd love for it to continue to elevate. I'd love for it to be a better income for the guys, and I'd love for it to produce a long-term living. But probably my ultimate goal is, again, to free people. So, and I feel like that continually happens, even small scale or big scale. I'm investing in the American culture, mostly for the questioners, But the way you find those questioners is you jump in the middle of the church, and start going for it. Yeah. So do you feel like a cohesion with your band members that's kind of like a family? Yeah. Okay. We're very, very good friends. We spend time together at home. If we're home good lengths of time. If we're not home good lengths of time, we leave each other and we'll see you on the road. But we celebrate each other's birthdays. We have Christmas parties. We all have kids, so we get our families together. We live a few miles away from each other, and we have work days where once a week where we all come together and work together and eat. So you have any projects on the horizon? Well, we're writing. We thought about doing a Christmas project. We thought about doing a live project. Going back through my years of songs, kind of the more corporate songs, and doing kind of a live. Yeah, just a live, kind of going back in time and to the future. That'd be great. Yeah. Well, hey, thanks a bunch. And we'll see if this makes it on YouTube. That'd be great. All right.